The college football experience, Washington State Cougars 2022 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Networks, presented by WynnBET. Bet $100 at WynnBET and get $100 free bet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBET. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. We're also brought to you by us. Yes, the college football experience. Get ready for the college football season by checking out all 131 college football team previews. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CFB. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CFB.
This is Randy Cross. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience. Washington State Cougars 2022 season preview. My name is Colby Swigget, Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I smoke and I drink and I don't have stress and I'm healthy.
Yes, I love talking Wazzu football. They've always had a soft spot in my heart as a kid. My brother, I think NC Nick will tell you this, that we were fans the first time we ever had first time we caught a West Coast football game. It was the Apple Cup in the snow. I think it was 92 if memory serves me correct. Back then we had regional coverage, but HTS, that was the name of the network in Washington DC that covered that game. And ever since then we've been Wazzu fans. Love the Apple Cup, love Pullman. And then how fitting is it that the first program to ever get back to us when we started SGPN and getting stuff going was Mike Leach and the Washington State Cougars. And we actually went up there and got to meet Coach Leach. I got to meet a slew of great people up there, and I love Pullman. Shout out to the Coug, great bar there. But it was great. I got to see Jack Thompson, Drew Bledsoe, Steve Spurrier. It was just awesome. It was an awesome experience. So near and dear to my heart are the Washington State Cougars. But this is a rich program. Yes, I mean, do I need this? You could argue this is quarterback U. I mean, Jack Thompson, the throwing Samoan. Mark Rippon, Super Bowl champ. Do I need to go? Tim Rosenball, Ryan Leaf. Did I say Drew Bledsoe? I think I said Drew Bledsoe. How about Gardner Minshew? All right, you can go on and on and on. Luke Falk, he started for the Jets not that long ago. And I'm still probably forgetting quarterbacks. So Jason Gesser, you guys remember Jason Gesser? He was great. You go back through the days. I mean, for me, when I first started watching college football, Mike Price, 92, they were 9-3, 10-2 in 97, 10-2 in 2001, 10-3 in 2002, 10-3 in 2003. Then they hit a rough patch, and then Mike Leach brought it out of that and had an 11-win season in 18, 9-win season in 17, 5 straight bowls, 6 bowls in 7 years. And, obviously they had that situation. Look, I mean, they've been playing football for a long time in Pullman. Had an undefeated season in 1917. I mean, they got it done. A 10-2 season in 29. It's great. It is great to talk little Coug football. But yeah, I mean, obviously they had the Nick Rolovich thing. Rolovich's a friend of the program. He's been on the show. It is what it is. He's gone. Jake Dickert, though, who I loved when Rolovich hired Dickert. I said, that is an awesome hire as DC. You know, he'd been with North Dakota State and Wyoming and everything. And I thought, that's going to work out. No, I didn't even think it would work out as in like he's going to be interim head coach and go 4-3 and upset Arizona State in Tempe. and win the Apple Cup and just in Seattle and destroy them. And shout out to the Wazzu fans who tore down the goalpost in Seattle, beating the Huskies. That is the energy of the college football experience, and that is awesome. That is fantastic. It only makes the Apple Cup so much more, exciting this year, knowing that happened, and cannot wait. But yeah, Jake Dickert, I thought did a great job stepping in, considering it was a really unique situation. We haven't seen anything like that in college football history. So wishing the best for Coach Rolo. That's our guy, and I thought it was unfortunate that happened to him, but I do think Jake Dickert's a damn good football coach, and I think you should still be excited about Washington State football. Let's get into it, because I mean there's a lot of turnover, and hopefully you're watching on YouTube, because if so, you'll see the graphics. Shout out to the SGBN graphics team, but subscribe to the College Football Experience wherever you listen to podcasts. Also subscribe to the College Basketball Experience. Kyle Smith's doing a good job. I think this year they could be a tournament team. Maybe watch out. We're gonna have a preview episode for Washington State. I know they got that whole part of the country with Gonzaga right there. They love their college hoops. Check out the College Basketball Experience. But we're together as one on YouTube as the College Experience. YouTube.com/the College Experience. Subscribe. Tell a friend. We'd appreciate it. But I think a lot of people aren't really high on Washington State this year because they don't know what to think. And I'll be honest. I think this year we've been talking about this, me and NC Nick and Patty C behind closed doors, that we think there could be more unknown this college football season than any we've ever covered it, because of the transfer portal, because of super seniors, as far as not only like as the COVID eligibility. I was listening to Dave Clawson rattle off like how many 6 and 7 year seniors were on his team at Wake Forest. And I was like, damn. And it just, and with transfers going along, it's really hard to pigeonhole team projections. The turnover is unbelievable. So I think it leads to more unknown. And I think Washington State is a perfect unknown when it comes to college football this year. But I kind of like what they got going on there. Yes, their star quarterback Jayden de Laura, who everyone thought was I thought he was fantastic. He went to Arizona, transferred within conference, fucking brutal. But he goes to Arizona, Jed Fish, and you're thinking, what is Washington State going to do? It was a brutal loss. They'd also lost Cameron Copper to Hawaii, and Guantanamo Bay graduated. So I was like, what are they going to do? Well, Jake Dickert went out and he hired an offensive coordinator, Eric Morris. If you don't know Eric Morris, you should. Pullman fans should, because he was a Mike Leach guy that was an assistant at Washington State with Mike Leach. But he was also recently, if you follow FCS college football, he was the head coach of Incarnate Word, who almost knocked off the defending champs in the FCS playoffs. And let me tell you, folks, Incarnate Word had the number 6 offense in all of the FCS. All of the FCS last year. That offense charted better than South Dakota State's, James Madison, North Dakota State's. Stephen F. Austin. You can go on and on. Some really high powered offenses. East Tennessee State, Montana State, who played for the FCS National Championship. Villanova. You can go on and on and on about what this offense was able to accomplish a season ago. Only a few teams had more yards per game and yards per play than Incarnate Word. So he gives up the head coaching job at Incarnate Word to be an offensive coordinator at Washington State. Watch out. It's a sneaky good get. And you know why it's a sneaky good get is because he was able to lure to Washington State to go with him Cameron Ward at quarterback. Folks, do you guys know who Cameron Ward is? You're going to need to, because I'm telling you, this get was pretty substantial. I think he has the chance. I know everyone's talking about Caleb Williams to USC, and USC might roll with him. I know everyone's talking about, Bo Nix to Oregon or Penix to Washington. I think some of them were underrated. Yes, I think Jaden Delora to Arizona is very noteworthy because I think he was very talented. I think Jack Plummer from Purdue to Cal, very noteworthy. But I think the one that everyone might not see coming is this get. Cameron Ward was a sophomore last season, a sophomore. He threw for 47 touchdowns and just 10 interceptions. In the FCS playoffs, he threw for over 460 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 0 picks. It was not his fault they lost that game. I mean, it's really unbelievable when you see they were able to get a quarterback of that magnitude. I think he has a potential to really set college football on fire, especially the Pac-12. And a lot of people don't know about this kid. So I want you to know about him. He is nasty. And I think he's in the same offense, same coach. And they also went out and got, their wide receiver to come with them. That was first or second team all FCS. They went out and got Robert Farrell. I mean, this is a kid that, so I mean, he's got familiarity right there. I cannot wait to watch this team. Now we hop into the offensive numbers with the transition of Eric Morris coming in. They were 71st in scoring offense, so he's inheriting the 71st scoring offense in the country. They were 107th in rush offense, 38th in pass offense, 81st in total offense. Those numbers will be better this year. As long as Ward stays healthy, I fully expect those numbers to stay to go way up. Running back position, Max Borgie's gone. Nakia Watson will be the running back, a transfer from Wisconsin. Interesting get. I think very good get in the portal. Like I said, only one wideout returning. That's Deshaun Stribling. But look out for, like I said, look out for the transfer from Incarnate Word. Look out for Donovan Ali and Renard Bell, and then keep an eye on Lincoln Victor, a Hawaii transfer. I believe prior to this season that really could work out. Just 2 of 5 back on the offensive line, led by Connor Gumness. That's concerning. That's something we should circle. Defensive coordinator is Brian Ward. Brian Ward did a damn good job last year. 47th in scoring defense, 80th in rush defense, 47th in pass defense, 63rd at total defense. This team was becoming a defensive team last year, and that was very interesting to watch. Everyone thinks of those teams as like finesse teams. They were actually pretty good defensively. Better than a lot of years recently. And they returned their entire defensive line, led by first team Pac-12 defensive end Ron Stone. They are breaking in new linebackers, but 2 of 5 in the secondary back, led by cornerback Derek Langford. Kicker back, punter back. You circle the linebacking core, maybe a little bit of the secondary, and obviously the O-line. But I think we might have something brewing in Pullman for a team that might be better than what we're thinking. If they can block, isn't that the question for every team? Look, we're going to talk transfer portal. We're going to talk what Las Vegas expects from the Cougars in 2022. We're going to go game by game in the preview and talk about what we expect here on the College Football Experience. But first, I want to tell you the College Football Experience is brought to you by WynnBET. Bet $100 at WynnBET and get a $100 free bet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBET. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. We're also brought to you by Odds Trader. Odds Trader is a place to compare odds from all the major sports books. You can also compare the different sign-up codes and promo codes from sportsbook to sportsbook to assure that you get the best deal possible. The app also provides key player stats, key game stats, injury reports, projected game day weather for bettors who make the most informed bets possible. It also has a bet tracker so bettors can keep records of all the games and betting activity, which is huge for me. You get me in November, December when college football is ending, college basketball is beginning, NFL still going on. I'm betting all across the board. I'm a maniac. You even add the World Cup this year, it's going to be fucking insane. So go to oddstrader.com/bluewire. Odds Trader, the #1 site for all your game day bets. We're also brought to you by Run Your Pool. Run Your Pool's home is the home of competition, bringing sports fans and their social circles together to compete, connect, and make every game matter more. And I got to be honest, this site is fantastic. All right. They got every game you can think of: Pick'em, Survivor, fantasy pools. And believe it or not, we've teamed up with Run Your Pool for our official SGPN NFL Survivor contest. Yes. Hop in now to reserve your spot. We're giving away $500 cash and a $250 gift card to the SGPN merch store to the winner. Sign up today over at play.runyourpool.com/SGPN. That's play.runyourpool.com/SGPN. We're also brought to you by Sleeper. Sleeper is the fastest growing fantasy platform today with millions of players. You probably already have a fantasy league on there. I know I do. They just passed 4 million different users. All right. And now you can win on Sleeper by playing their brand new over under game, which is awesome. First, in any sport, you choose 2 or more players you like, and you pick the over or under on their stat projection. And if you pick correctly, you can win anywhere from 2 times to over 20 times the amount of money you put in. With the NFL season right around the corner, Sleeper is the first sports contest game built into the fantasy experience. So right now on your mobile phone, join our listener group on Sleeper at sleeper.com/SGP. That's sleeper.com/SGP, and Sleeper will automatically match your first deposit for up to $100. All right, we are back talking Coug football, transfer portal. Interesting. Let's get to what they added in. They added wide receiver Zuriah Beason from Oregon State, who might push for the starting spot. Kind of crazy that you would transfer from Oregon State to Washington State. You're both in the Pac-12 North, but it happened. They also, like I said, wide receiver Robert Farrell from Incarnate Word, FCS all-second team. Cornerback Cam Lampkin from Utah State, where they won the Mountain West a season ago, and he's penciled in as a day 1 starter, I believe, for the Cougars in that secondary. So like they're only returning 2 of 5. You add Lampkin in that mix, it's kind of like you got 3 of 5. Offensive tackle Grant Stevens comes in from Colorado State. This is a great get because Adazio knows how to coach the offensive line. So I think that's a nice get, adding Grant Stevens to the mix. Safety Jordan Lee comes in from Nevada, and Jay Norvell. They had a winning culture there, and Norvell actually played safety. So if anyone would know the safety position, I like that get. On the defensive line, they added Nusi Milani from Virginia and Bronco Mendenhall. They also added linebacker Dayan Henley from Nevada as well. Once again, Nevada was a decent defensive team. And then quarterback Cameron Ward from Incarnate Word, and then cornerback Kason Kitchen from Washington. Coming over from the Huskies to the Cougars. What is happening in the world right now? I mean, that's brutal. That's brutal. It's like transferring from Army to Navy. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. But it might help. It might tend to spot. Washington's got great defensive backs, so perhaps Wazzu made a smart play by grabbing the kid. Well, that's what they brought in. I think a lot of those guys will be difference makers this season, and the running back from Wisconsin, I thought was a great get. Getting him in the mix, I think they could. That's another one. Did I mention him? Nakia Watson coming in from Wisconsin, great get. But let's talk about what they lost, because the portal, it's a double-edged sword. All right, it'll take some things from you as well. Well, we first know the big one here is Jayden de Laura. Jaden Delora is a beast. So if Cam Ward did not work out, that would be a gigantic loss, because you would say, man, we had our quarterback of the future. We started him as a freshman and sophomore. What happened? But they also lost cornerback Jacob Scobus to the portal. They lost linebacker Micah Lopez to the portal. And you can imagine this with all the turnover going on with the situation happening in Pullman. I could see this coming. Defensive lineman Sam Carroll went to Texas Tech with the Red Raiders. Offensive lineman Sir Riley hit the portal. Defensive end Carter Carlson hit the portal. They also lost defensive end Nicholas Sheets, as well as kicker Lucas Dunker Jr. Long snapper Tyler Williams hit the portal. Wide receiver Joey Herbert hit the portal, and kicker Andrew Boyle went to Oregon. Ouch, man, he's in division. Transfers brutal. Safety Arna Bontemps hit the portal. Defensive end Marquise Freeman hit the portal. Defensive end Willie Taylor went to Eastern Kentucky. Offensive lineman Brian Greene. This one was a tough loss. He went to Michigan State. That is a tough loss for them there. Wide receiver Carter Kamana hit the portal. Also running back Pene Nualu went to Northern Iowa. Wide receiver Billy Paspili. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. He went to Colorado School of Mines though. Linebacker Bruce Seton hit the portal. So they did lose a lot of guys, but when you look at the production, it wasn't a ton. Wide receiver Marshawn Buchanan hit the portal. Linebacker Giovanni Ovano hit the portal. They did lose offensive tackle Cade Beresford, and that one was tough because he went to Boise State. Good get for the Broncos there. I alluded to Cameron Cooper. He hit the portal to Hawaii. Offensive tackle James McNorton went to San Jose State. Safety Khalid Djibril went to I'm butchering that. He went to the portal. Offensive lineman Dylan Mangines went to Montana. They lost a shit ton of guys, but a lot of them went to the FCS route, which makes you wonder where they even starting. I think the big ones were the offensive line hits. Well, Jayden de Laura was the biggest one. Then you add in Brian Greene to Michigan State, and you add in the kid Burstford that went to Boise State, and then the kicker Boyle to Oregon. Those losses right there, pretty substantial. I still think they won the portal because I think Cam Ward in that offense is going to be fire, and bringing in the wideout and bringing in some of the secondary, those key pieces on the defensive side. There's an argument to be made here though, because they could have lost the portal based on the O-line play. I think it's almost a wash, but I go slight edge to what they brought in to what they lost. All right, folks. Let's get to it. You see right there, 5.5 wins is what is projected if you're watching on YouTube. And believe it or not, that total, the juice is on. So over is at plus 105, the under at minus 125. So Vegas saying they're going to be a 5-7 football team. Interesting. Let's hop into it because week 1, glad to see this game being played despite it being an FCS because they're right there. I've been to Moscow. Moscow and Pullman are like 10 minutes apart, I feel like. And I'm glad it's not happening at that stupid Kibbe Dome. So Idaho at Washington State, Wazzu gets the win. 1-0. Then a huge one at Camp Randall. Jump around, folks. Can't wait for Washington State at Wisconsin. Low key fun game. I got Wisconsin winning that, but it's going to be an interesting matchup because I can tell you this: Cameron Ward might pose a threat, and if Graham Mertz cannot score, they might have a problem because Cameron Ward might have a little bit of if they stay vanilla in that Idaho game and don't give away too much. Jim Leonard might have to dig deep into the Incarnate Word tape to find some tape on Cameron Ward on how to stop him. So it's going to be an interesting game. I can't wait to watch that one. But let's say loss, 1-1. Then they're home to Colorado State. Jay Norvell bringing in a brand new system. I do think that game could be tougher than one thinks. I got Washington State winning it, but I do think watch out. That's a dangerous game. So 2-1 through the first 3, and then they're home to the Oregon Ducks in what I am going to consider the sling game of the season right here. Yes, it's college football season, which means you need the unbeatable coverage of Sling TV starting at $35 a month. Sling has all the biggest games on the biggest channels like ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN3, SEC Network, ACC Network, Fox, and the Big Ten Network, all for the best price. You can stream it on any device, record up to 50 hours with included DVR space, and pause or change your service at any time. Check out sling.com for special offers. Sling, the live TV you love for a price you'll love. Try us today. I think this is the game right here. I think this is the absolute game right now because Oregon gets a little bit of a body blow the game before they get BYU, and that could be a ranked win for the Ducks. And then you come into sleepy Pullman. I think it's a dangerous game for Oregon. Who knows what to expect? There's a lot of unknown. That's what's so great about the Pac-12 this year. You know, I'll be honest, ACC and Big Ten, I get kind of bored, especially the Big Ten East and the ACC. And like, you're like, I don't know. I mean, not ACC, I'm sorry, SEC and Big Ten East. It's kind of predictable. And I think it will go the way we expect. Well, the Pac-12, shit. I don't know what to expect out of Oregon. I don't know what to expect out of Washington State. I don't know what to expect out of Washington. I don't know what to expect out of Lincoln Riley year 1. You know what I mean? Arizona, the year 2 of Fish, Arizona State, Herm Edwards. What's happening? There's all these unknowns. Give me the upset. Cougs beat the Ducks 3-1. Then they're home to the Cal Golden Bears. Now, unfortunately, I do not think they'll win both of these. So I'm going to say they go 1-1 in that stretch. 3-2. Then they're at USC. I think that'll be a loss. 3-3. Then they are at Oregon State. I'm going to say they're probably going to lose that, but that's a ball game. Give me a 3-4 start. 3-4 start. Then they get a bye week and they're home to Utah. Give me the upset again against the in Pullman against the Utes. So that will put them at what? 4-4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4-4. And then they're at Stanford, which I think is a winnable game. Give me that one as a win. 5-4. Then they're home to Arizona State. Sorry, give me that as a win. 6-4 at Arizona. De Laura against Ward. That is an interesting matchup. You know what? Give me a dub. No, I'll say this: between at Arizona and home to Washington, you go 1-1. But I'm going to say you win the Apple Cup and make it 2 in a row. Give me a 7-5 season. Give me the over on the Washington State Cougars. I think that Oregon game and that Cal game, absolutely gigantic. You can also make a case the Oregon State game. But trust me, that road trip to Pullman is harder than what people think. It's not just going to go projected as what you think of. Oh, they're favored, they're going to lose. No, I'm telling you that game there'll be some traps. There's some traps out there. Give me Washington State in the over. Subscribe to the college football experience. Also subscribe to the college basketball experience. I'm very excited to talk college hoops with Kyle Smith, and I think this might be his best team yet. Also subscribe to the college baseball experience. I do with Noah Beanick. Folks, check out all those. Also, remember, check out the Sports Gambling Podcast, doing all 32 NFL teams. An episode for the Seahawks, episode for the Broncos, whoever your team is, get out and listen to it. It's out there. Win totals, fantasy football talk. Subscribe to the NFL Gambling Podcast. But folks, also we're on YouTube. Subscribe over there. YouTube.com/The College Experience. And if you can go over to iTunes and give us a 5-star review, we'd certainly appreciate that. It only takes a minute out of your day. What are you doing, folks? Get over there. Do something nice for us. If you do, take a screenshot. Find us on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Show us that screenshot, or you can show it to me personally at the Colby D. But if you show us that, we're going to enter you in a David Stern like raffle where you're guaranteed to win. You're guaranteed to win some SGPN merch. How about that? At the Colby D, at the College Experience on Twitter is at TCE on SGPN. Do that. Check out, get the SGPN app for free in the App Store and Google Play Store. Also, Discord channel. Can't recommend that enough. No matter the sport, whatever you like, hop in the Discord channel. You can get gambling advice. You can get good stuff, tips that we have. We have a whole team of people out there. But also, if you're just a fan of sports, it's a lot of fun to connect and talk about games and stuff. All right, check it out. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. All right, folks, this is the college football experience, Washington State Cougar style. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
This is Mike Leach, head football coach at Mississippi State, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
The Redskins want a new stadium. The owner, Jack Kent Cook, and he wants an indoor. I heard an indoor stadium. The Redskins cannot play indoors. I mean, how can you see spots? How can this guy play indoors? Oh, these guys agree with me. No dome, no fake grass. Domes and fake grasses. Really, I agree with this.
I didn't come here to study. I came here to study. It's easy to see a tide turn.
Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.
Get my limousine! Ride on 85! Get my Learjet! Woo! And take off!
They're begging us. Please have a party. Feed us drinks. Get us laid.